Bro, I had a Rihanna phase. I gotta be honest with you over this break. I think she's talented. I'll say it. I had some Rihanna in the playlist while I was over this. You know what's wrong with that? Did you hate your dad for the Rihanna phase? No, I mean like recently. I feel like I'm only now fully understanding Rihanna's ability and talent. Hello! Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. Wait, where's my cam? How do you do this streaming thing again? My God, I forgot everything. Hello! Good to see you. Don't boomer me. I'm rusty. I'm just a little guy. I'm rusty. Guys, happy birthday, LeBron James. Can we please get one? I'm sorry, but it's important that this chat is a pro LeBron organization. Happy birthday, LeBron James, 41 years old. He is my sunshine. He is my light. LeBron James is the hope for every guy in their 30s that they could still play in the NBA. Happy 41st to LeBron James. I think I bookmarked some things I wanted to show you about LeBron James. Yeah, like this, okay? These niggas song, probably, if you get around. How the hell are you? That's my go-to. Silly Goose Survivor, thank you for the 50 months. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Atrioc, hope you had a good Christmas. I really did. I know you know all your chatters by name and our personal like, so I think it's important for you to know that I changed my name from Fire Shard to Lightly. Hope this helps. Of course. Of course. And I know that you had a good Christmas, because I know a lot about my chatters. I know you were hoping for that thing, we know it, related to the hobby that you enjoy, and that you are happy to have received it. And I'm super happy for you. I'm very happy for you. That's something that can only happen from a real connection that we have. How did he know? How did he know? My goat, hope you had a good Christmas this year. I want you to know that you're my only hope for a better future in this country. Oh, then we're fucked. We're deep fried, sizzled. I did have a really good Christmas. I did, though. I sincerely had a very good Christmas. I just had a really good time with my family. I got to talk with my family. I got to play some board games. I got to sit there and read a book. It was good. It was fun. And I still got some clips out, which is we didn't miss the streak. Is this the first time I've ever caught a big ice stream? Well, good timing, because I've been gone for like 2 weeks, bro. I've been out. This is like one of my longest breaks. Maybe not 2 weeks. Maybe it was a week, but I was like also super spotty the week before. Atrioc, my friend wanted to buy a new phone and realized it's more expensive than last year when his wife bought one. Is this? You've been waiting to tell me this? Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not. That's crazy. It shouldn't be. I feel bad for you. It's fucked up. They raised the damn prices too damn high. I'm with you. Yeah, it's probably the RAM prices in the phone or whatever. It's probably due to the memory components. The damn tariffs are part of it. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt they'd raise prices. Dude, I remember, a little off topic, but I remember, do you remember when Apple raised the price of like the iPhone X? Maybe it was, yeah, I think it was the 10, right? And it was like the first time it hit $1,000, and it actually sold really bad. It actually was like, it was like a pretty underperforming phone, and they realized they had to make the camera on the back different so people would know you were flexing when you bought it. And ever since then, when they do like a big flagship change, they also make it visual on the phone somehow. They do either they do something so that you know it's the new one. It's so funny. Any hoot. You gonna toss anything on the grill for Braun's big day? I hope that he is grilling up some fucking Pistons for the enjoyment of his many millions of fans. My God, what a legend! 41 years old. Maybe he puts a fucking puts another 40 bomb out. Maybe he did something crazy. Guys, who knows? Remember, if you're facing financial hardship, just gamble your life savings. Yeah, that's another good idea. Put it on LeBron. Did you see Marty Supreme? No spoilers. Okay, I legitimately want to see actually, not only do I want to see Marty Supreme, I want to make a classic Marketing Monday video on the marketing for Marty Supreme. I feel like Timothée Chalamet single-handedly turned the movie from a flop to the top. Maybe at the top, I think he did like pretty damn well of making that movie. Like he single-handedly dragged a fucking mid-budget period piece over the finish line to make Zoomers watch it. I think that's incredible. Context, please. The context is that Marty Supreme is like a movie about a ping pong player from the 1950s. And, you know, if it had been any other actor in that role, even if it was really well done, I think it's like a relatively muted performance, but it's doing quite well because he went all out on the marketing. Timothée Chalamet like single-handedly did like a whole bunch of crazy social first marketing, and it worked. So I'd like to do a video, and I think that'd be interesting. I think it'd be fun to watch. But I have to see the movie first. What if the movie just sucks? I hope not. I have to see it. And Dizzle like for the 15 months. I've heard positive reviews. Man, I loved Uncut Gems, so I'm probably not worried. I loved Uncut Gems. I go back and watch clips from Uncut Gems sometimes, like a goddamn TikTok Zoomer. I like the clips. I think Uncut Gems is just a fire movie. The intensity. Unk scared of ping pong spoilers from the 1950s. Honestly, yes. I am scared of the spoilers of the movie. I don't know about the real life Marty Supreme. What if he kills somebody? What if he dies in a blaze of glory? What if he plays ping pong on the moon as the first guy to do that? I don't know any of that. You were there. I was so high. I was so impossibly high back in the 50s. I remember none of it. It was me, Elvis, and the Young Beatles. No, how young were they in the 50s? How young? They're too young. That's not the Young Beatles. Me, Elvis, and who's in the 50s? Fucking Bing Crosby. I don't know any 50s artists, honestly. Who's it was me and Joe Biden. He was 40. It was me and Joe Biden, and we were smoking that Kush, dude. And corn pop. Do you think there might be a scene where he tweezes his unibrow? Are you saying this with knowledge? Don't spoil any unibrow tweezing scenes. Okay? It's a shockingly ignored part of life that never gets portrayed in media. You're right. You know, I have to clean this up. I don't really sometimes I just shave, you know? It wouldn't go all the way to the middle, but it gets pretty fuzzy right here. Does anyone else just shave it? I heard that's bad, but why? Can someone explain to me? Does anyone have knowledge of eyebrow maintenance? Can I just I just shave it? Is it a problem? Is it going to hurt me later in life? I pluck them out. Yeah, but plucking hurts and shaving feels fine. That's, am I crazy? Is it a problem to take I pull it and it goes, ow. But if I shave it, I'm not saying I got some soy. Are you tweezing your eyebrows as an act of making yourself stronger? Are you sitting there gritting your teeth and pulling it out to make yourself tougher as penance? To boost testosterone? I feel like that's why would you do that? What is the benefit? My girlfriend got mad at me for shaving it. So I had used tweezers. Break up, delete Facebook, hit the gym. Average Reddit relationship advice. Your girlfriend made you tweeze her instead of use your shaver? Break up. break up, end the relationship, lawyer up. There's no possible way that true love can survive a minor disagreement on grooming. Have you tried getting your eyebrows? Your choice. NTA, she's in the wrong, bro. Please just call me Titan. Thank you for the 29 months. What do you mean later in life you're nearing the end, Unk? Crane, we don't need to do this. I'm just my first day back. I'm in such a good mood. Great. Let's not open with this. Come on, let's olive branch to everybody. Everybody I'm giving an olive branch to, huh? Let's open with love. We got to end the year of kindness by at least pretending it was kind. What's the damn point? Real answer, they become visible sooner if you shave instead of pluck. Shane, here's my counter argument. If they become visible again, I shave again. I'm next level on this problem. The speed of its return doesn't matter to me as much as the annoyance of plucking. It gets thicker each time. Each time. So every time I shave it, it's going to get thicker till eventually I have one gigantic strand of eyebrow hair that comes out of the center of my forehead. Is that what Yep, happened to my dad. Oh, all right then. That'd be so freakish. It might be worth seeing. Thank you for the 15 months. Fargo, not thank you for the gifted. Real Jord Man, thank you for the tier 1. Toaster Manuel, thank you for the 21 months. LeBron James, my goat, my king, my light. For the hungry, he is the dinner. For the darkness, he is the light. For the shepherd, he is the flock, I guess. He is LeBron James. It's going to be so sad when he retires, bro. It's like the end of the hope for all unks out there. It's the last guy who's like, oh, well, he's older than me. And he's a great athlete. I'm fine. Now everybody in the NBA is going to be younger than me, bro. You still have fucking KD and Steph for a year or two more. Did you see him get roasted for being bald and fire back at a fan? I did not. You want to link me? I'll watch that. Speaking of year of kindness, all the YouTube comments talking about how much better you talked without chat. They didn't say I talked better. They said I was nicer. They said I wasn't crashing out, which is true, but, there's a balance to it. Honestly, listen, you guys don't need to convince me. I rewatched the stocks clip where I was doing the best and worst stocks to see if I was trying to get a chart. And I was like, bro, speak up, little bro. I was like, put some fucking pep in your step, bro. Speak up. Come on. Put a little energy in there. Why are you fucking whispering? I was a little too quiet for me. Honestly, literally, it's too, as a viewer, it was too quiet for me. So, I don't know. I prefer the way it's done. I think for 2027, you should try to crash out every day. No, I don't think I should do that. Whenever I watch you, my wife always asks why you're always yelling. To be heard in the back of the room. I picture when you guys watch Big A clips that you put them on in a theater of all your friends and family. Okay, you rent out a movie theater, you put it on screen, everybody shh, and you watch attentively. And sometimes I feel like if I don't yell, the guys in the back, your old uncle or whatever, won't hear the whole thing. Well, that's why I put in the energy. Please don't stop the music. Yeah, I was only hitting the basic bitch Rihanna songs. I was hitting all the popular ones, but they're all bangers. Like this whole week, I don't know why I had a Rihanna. I was going for a run in Arizona. I just putting on Rihanna. I don't know why. I don't know why it got stuck in my head. Did you see the Lena Khan Harvard speech? Was it a banger? No, I didn't. I'll be honest with you. I did read the FT as per usual, and I did. I scrolled fucking financial Twitter, and I did some like usual things, but I was not my normal fucking information consumption self. I really did take time off. It was nice. I really did spend time. You know what I did? I watched a lot of goddamn football with my dad. You know what was annoying? You know what was fucking annoying? They played that what the Coca-Cola AI ad. Like I'm not kidding. 400 times. I saw this ad so many times. It's crazy. And like, I don't think anyone else cared that it was so. I mean, dude, you're watching this ad, the number of wheels on the trucks changes. It's like so obvious. Like, I know that eventually AI will probably fix that, but it didn't fix it for this commercial. You can see it change. I'm shocked, dude. Did you grind TFT? I'm so glad you asked that question. I would like you to take a look. How do you see? What am I thinking of? What is that website that shows you your TFT? OPGG. That's exactly what it is. Thank you. Dankeschön. Okay. Here's my OPGG. As you'll notice, 1 week ago, I got a first. I got promoted to Emerald 4, and then I immediately uninstalled the game. I had this one brief moment of clarity, okay, where I was like, what? Okay, I did it. Did you feel good? Get out. Get out while the getting's good. And I uninstalled the whole game. And I installed the Riot client to make it harder for myself to reinstall it. Completely fucking out. And then, because I've been doing a lot with my friend Rachel, I sent Rachel this clip because I didn't even tell her. You know, every day I would like get on, and Rachel would be like, hey, you want to play TFT or whatever? Or message her and we would do duo TFT. I sent her this clip.
Great. You know what the best part of my day is? For about 10 seconds from when I pull up to the curb and when I get to your door. Because I think maybe I'll get up there and I'll knock on the door and you won't be there. No goodbye, no see you later, no nothing. Just left. I don't know much, but I know that.
Yeah, I sent her that clip and I fucking just uninstalled, bro. I'll not touch it. I mean, eventually there's a new season or whatever. Eventually I'll play it, but I'm done for the near term. You know, this season probably. Because it was just wasting time. It was actually wasting time. And the more it went from like really fun little hobby thing to like I'm playing 4 or 5 games a day and not even enjoying it. So good. Done. No TFT needed. Great set though, I gotta say. Probably the best TFT set ever, maybe. High key. I think this current patch kind of sucks, but the unlocks is one of the coolest mechanics. It was pretty sick. It was dope. That's probably why I liked it so much. Hitman video finally came out. Yes, indeed. It's doing quite well. 1 out of 10. Actually, what's shocking is we have a 1 out of 10 on both channels, which is very rare. Have a 1 out of 10 on Atrioc and a 1 out of 10 on Big A. Kind of a cool moment. What's interesting, though, is that the one on Big A is a crash out reaction, which means it has more views than the video it's reacting to. Like, what? That doesn't make fucking sense, though. You can't even enjoy that video without watching the. Anyway, whatever. I'll take a nice 1 out of 10 is the best you can get. So when they give you the confetti, I'm clicking between channels. I'm getting confetti on both. That's so rare. You weren't live, so we had to watch the YouTube. I don't think that's it, brother. Well, I mean, maybe for you. I'm just saying I don't think that's the difference in numbers. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Ba-da-da-da-da. Dude, it's been stuck in my head for a long time. Fool ZZ, they have the 7 months. Meh, talk about glizzies. You know, I haven't had a really delicious hot dog in a while. And that is unfortunate. I feel like I need something like a baseball game or something to really enjoy it. DoorDash, I'm never gonna DoorDash a hot dog. That is a nightmare of an idea. I had a Costco glizzy a few days ago. Something like that. A nice Costco glizzy. Popeye the VR man, thank you for the prime. What's your take on the Chicago style hot dog? What makes a hot dog Chicago style? Chicago style hot dog. What is it? It's when they add yellow mustard, white onions, bright green sweet pickle relish, a dill pickle spear, tomato slices, a poppy seed bun. This is an abomination. In Obama's nation. What are you're doing too much with it. This is gross. What is this, dude? No, this holy gifties! Bing bang boom, sick 9. Thank you for the 100 gifties, bro. Much appreciated. You have a video you want me to watch? You posted like 1,000 times. What is this video?
This is Japan.
The dark truth behind drunk salarymen in Japan. I promise you I'll watch this, but not today. But thank you. I'm not watching this when we do Get Smarter Saturdays. This sounds interesting. Is the dark truth that they're drunk? just spoiler me a little bit. Is the dark truth that they get drunk? Because that's well aware. They're forced to drink. I will say, I don't know about Japan as much, really, to be honest. But I do know about Korea. And when I was in Korea, it's a strong expectation with all these groups you go out with, whether it's a work group or a club or anything. You got to drink, bro. You have to drink. There's it's very like, if you don't drink, it's weird. You're not part of the group. You got to drink. You got to fucking, it was very pressured. I mean, but I was also at ASU before that. There's a lot of pressure to drink there too. So maybe it's like one of those things people are like, well, my culture, they like food, In my culture, we like food and family. It's like, bro, maybe we all like drinking, bro. Maybe that's part of every culture. Also loved your Hitman video. I feel really good about it. And I feel bad for Zinjo and how long I took on the VO, but huge shout out to Zinj for doing an absolutely incredible job with the edit. I think the video came out so well. I think it's very watchable, very fun. And all the different scenes are so hard to get set up, and he did it to make it easier to understand. Big ups to Zinjo. I think he's a fantastic editor. We have a video. I'm not going to make it by the end of the year. I know I said I would, but I won't. But we're all close on the Age of Empires 2 best game of all time video. I think it's a banger. We got some private interviews with Hera. We got these cool cutaways. I think it's going to be a banger video. I think it's going to come out relatively soon and be an awesome main channel vid. I'm working on some main channel vids because, well, I can talk about this, I guess, tomorrow. It's my clip for tomorrow. I was talking about this. But I'll tell you guys live. I don't care. My big plan is to take a short break from Big A clips in January, mostly to go to the dentist and get my life back together and just start doing all the things I've been putting off, and so I'm also focusing in that time on getting some big main channel vids that I've been wanting to do. I won't necessarily say Ponzi Scheme Iceberg. It's such a big fucking project, but some other ones. I took a look at this. This is a God's honest truth. I checked my PowerPoint folder to see how many unfinished presentations I have from this year that have at least 25 slides. There was 17 presentations and most of them had 50 plus, almost I put a fucking lot of work into a lot of those and I just didn't. So, there's like shit I need to talk about and finish and you know, I looked at the France one, the one about not French Olympics, the one about the prime minister in France. That is like a 70 slide, really well done presentation with a custom cut in video from Ludwig. That's a good video. And I just didn't finish the last 12 slides or whatever, and I haven't. So there's, you know, it's just the fucking daily pace. The Bill Moreland interview. There's a lot, dude. The return fraud one. Lots of good ones, bro. Lots of fucking good ones. Straight up. The Truth Social AI chatbot launch hasn't gone well. Color me surprised. That's a shocker to me. The Truth Social AI chatbot, put those words together, sounds like a recipe for success. I say it isn't so. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. I'm gonna take you away. eBay is doing live streams of people selling stuff. Don't say that. Shh. This is part of my 26 predictions. Shut up. I've already got this. Recorded it. I made a slide of it. Just shut the fuck up. Okay, keep it under wraps, bro. I'm gonna. Oh no, I wasn't trying to. We're watching the honey scam video. What's the honey scam video? I don't know. We're watching a video today. I thought I may watch How Money Works for old time's sake, but actually, the video we're watching, we're gonna watch a video today. We're gonna watch my 2025 predictions video, and we're gonna look back at it, and we're gonna see what was right and what was wrong, and what we can learn from it and think about it. That's the point of today's stream. All right, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be quite devious, quite interesting. I think it'll be good. Wait, okay. Just to be clear, though, we're not doing 2026 predictions today. Just want that to be clear. Some people are saying that was never the plan. We're not doing 2026 predictions today. That's not till mid-January, as always. That's what we always do. Okay. I'm making a clip about the 2025 review. That's what we always said. I didn't know even people thought we were doing 26 today. Wait, we're doing them today? Makes no sense, but okay. Why does it make no sense? At the end of the year, you look back at your 25 predictions. And then at 26, you do your 26 predictions. Because 26 has started? Yeah, but you gotta get the flow. You gotta feel the 26 vibes. I have to hold my finger up to 26 and taste the air. See which way the wind's blowing, you know? Ludwig did both today? Yeah, but I've seen Ludwig's predictions. It's like he just fucking rattles off like 14 sports predictions, most of which are wrong. And you know what? There's no effort. There's not. Okay, so it's a little bit different. I could do that today. Plus, I think Lemonade Stand wants to do predictions, and so I got to figure out. I actually have to figure out how I'm going to split it. That's actually a big thing I'm trying to figure out, because I don't want to redo the same thing, and I don't want to cut off my part of the Lemonade Stand thing. Yada 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 bada bada. So we'll figure it out. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Hot Potato, thank you for the prime. What if one of your 25 predictions comes true on the 31st, though? You think Trump's gonna win the Nobel Prize tomorrow? Well, that would be quite a twist. A buzzer beater. Bit of a LeBron James fourth quarter, bro. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. He won the Israel prize? Yeah, did Israel make up a prize for him? So did FIFA. Didn't FIFA make up a prize for him? Everybody's just inventing new awards for like coolest president ever. And they're handing him a fucking award because he just loves awards, bro. My God. The FIFA Peace Prize? Yeah. Yeah, the FIFA one was crazy. Give him gold and an award. He really does. He does go crazy for it. Yardy, Jason, thank you for the prime. Boodles, thank you for the 12 months. Hexavalent Copper, thank you for the 34 months. Fishy-ish, thank you for the 36th. Tokisan, 638, thank you for the prime. Wait, let me make sure. Sick 9. I want to make sure I got your video. You did get the 100 subs. I do want to watch your fucking video. Let me make sure. Oh, his video is about. Sorry, the video is about how Gen Z salarymen don't want to drink, and they're fighting against the old culture of drinking in Japan. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I think that's a global phenomenon, bro. Drinking is way down. Every time I say that, half my chat goes, nuh-uh. I'm a Zoomer and I'm an alcoholic. I'm a full-blown functional alcoholic. It's like, all right, bro, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Okay? I've been alone in my house for 2 weeks and I've been drinking nonstop. Like, all right, I'm sure. That's not, please don't let me question your particular thing, but the stats show the consumption is down of alcohol among Gen Z. And of course, the weed consumption is up. So you're most likely high. You're much more likely to be high than drunk if you're Gen Z. That's, and maybe on a Zin, but that's not a. We're making moonshine at home. Dude, I played a board game. Well, I'm about to get into it. I know. We're going to do the predictions or the predictions review. I played a board game called Distilled. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a recommendation, a big A rec. It's not, you got to have a group that is willing to play a board game. Okay, it's like, just look at the number of pieces and tell me if your family can handle it. Because let's be, there are families that can't go above Monopoly or whatever. And then there are families that can't go past Catan, which is a little bit better. And there's families that can, do you know what I'm saying? And it's a group thing. I totally understand. We have slowly but surely, me and my brother, weaned our parents onto serious board games over the course of 10 years. And I'm not kidding. We get each other board games every year for Christmas, and they've gotten more complex every year for 10 years. And we've finally gotten and they just sigh and play it now. And they have a good time, but I mean, they're always like, oh, a lot of pieces. And so, but this game is great. If you like a more serious board game, you're competing with various distilleries to brew the best hooch. Okay. And it's got ingredients from all over the world, and it's fun. It was a fun game. I had a blast. Please don't stop the music. Millennial catnip? Maybe. I think our board game is pretty millennial coded, like the serious ones. That sounds about right. That wouldn't surprise me. But I feel like Zoomers like them too. Tekken board games. You should play Root next. I've heard of Root. Seems fun. We did My Millennial Dad Makes Me Play Games I Hate. Oh my God, you're millennial dad and you're in my chat? How old are you? Your dad's a millennial? Oh my God, what's happening? Oh my God, I feel my back hurting as I'm speaking. How do you have a millennial dad? You're in my chat. Shouldn't you? Well, it's blowing my mind. My bones are turning to ash in real time. Mine is as well, but he's 42. I don't count 40-year-olds as millennials. I don't count 80s millennials as millennials. I'll be honest with you. They're so different. I don't count them. No, it's like a different, they need a different name. Like, how is that a millennial, bro? The millennium is when you were fucking 20. You're not even close to the millennium. It's not even you're not even the same. Gen Y? Yeah. Wait, what was Gen Y again? Yeah, Gen Y. Call them Gen Y. They were alive for the real Stranger Things. True. True. Mm. What up, Isto? What up, Isto? Will you go through this Wikipedia list? This is a Wikipedia of 2026. This is just a list of things that'll happen in 2026, like the Winter Olympics. This is so boring. Wow. Why would you want me to read this? Did you say hi to your dad for me? Dude, worse. My dad said, tell Steven hi. It was the opposite. My dad said hi to you through me. Okay? It's backwards. My family checks in on you. What about slime? My parents did mention that, the slime story. They said it was so funny because I was using the hot tub. There's a hot tub at the place. And my dad's like, yeah, I remember when slime came here. We got in the hot tub. He took out his phone. He filmed the live stream thing. And the exact second that you hung up and it was done, he shook our hand and said, thank you, and left. He was out of there. He was out of there instantly. He was and then he like got on a plane and went back to fucking California. Isn't that crazy? What a hoot. He was all business. What a business-like gentleman. Why didn't he hang with your dad? Oh, good question. Good question. This is a real tweet? This has to go on worst tweets of the year. I've cried. This is a League of Legends coach. I've cried after sex twice in my life. Both times it was because I realized something about League. First time I was 16, lying there, staring at the ceiling, completely empty. Not sad, not happy, just nothing. And I thought, this is exactly how I feel after a 50-minute loss. Okay, I'm going to say something crazy. But some people know there is an ounce of truth to that. It might be kind of poetry. Like there's an ounce, dude. That's why I first quit League. I first quit League, not because I just had sex. I'm still a lifelong proud virgin. I first quit League, like I said, because one day I spent a full Saturday where my friends were out doing something, and I stayed in and I played League of Legends dawn till dusk, like 20 games. And at the end of the day, I was the exact LP I started at. And I remember thinking like the sun was down, and I was like, what the fuck did I just do? Like I felt this conscious decision that I was like wasting my time on Earth. And it really stuck with me. And I quit. That was when I fucking quit. I started trying more in my classes, helped me fucking get out of my spiral. But the first part is a little insane. Second time was different. I was 18. Things were good, really good. Lying there, her head on my chest, completely at peace. And I thought, this is what winning feels like. Okay, that's terrible. That's terrible. The thing is, I can see the parallels between feeling bad and the loss. Because at least in my experience with League, the highs of winning were nothing. I barely had any enjoyment League was more of an addiction to me. You win the game, you just queue up again. But when I lost the game, I felt terrible. It was, I really didn't get a lot of rush out of winning when I played League. The best thing about winning was that if I hit my 10 wins of the day, I would be able to stop. That's what I remember about grinding League. That's a crazy tweet. That's a crazy tweet. Bum 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 bum. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Winning lane isn't satisfying because you know the other team is dog shit too. No. Oh, winning isn't satisfying? Yeah, winning wasn't satisfying, but winning lane was very satisfying. I literally think that's what I enjoyed the most about the game. You win lane, I almost didn't care. I mean, I wanted to win for the LP, but like, I only like the laning part was what I loved. Win lane, lose game, I almost felt like a weird sadistic pride. Winning, if I won lane, if I got one kill in lane, first blood, then even if I went, like 14 deaths later, I'd always be like, but that's a fucking team. It's my fucking team. I crushed my lane. This is my fucking team's fault. I had a lot of personal responsibility, but only on my lane. If I won my lane, I did not judge myself at all for all my other mistakes. Have you been interested in Deadlock at all? Not at all. I'll be honest with you, not at all. But I've been a little. I don't like that kind of game in general, and I've been gaming less, so I don't know what it would pull me. I did think there was a couple games that look interesting to me. There was apparently a Dark Souls roguelike card game. It hit everything I was looking for in the fucking buzzword. A Souls-like deck builder. What was it called? Death Howl. You guys heard of Death Howl? A Souls-like deck builder? That game looked up my alley, so I might play that on just a random fucking Tuesday or whatever. It was mid IMO. Maybe I give it a shot. Nothing to lose. Might give it a little shot. Play E33. I am not going to play it, but I've been watching Ari play it every day. She has really been emotional about the game. God, it makes me annoyed. I hate the French, dude. She's like sad when the characters die, and she's like happy for their success, and she's like the environment is so beautiful, and it's just so frustrating. Women. It's so frustrating to see France win on this fucking level. But she's been enjoying it. And I like watching her play. It's been fun. I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't played it, but I saw a pretty interesting scene recently. And I like I'm so bad with the fucking names. The talking furry guy. That's the guy with the alcohol in his body. I don't remember his fucking name. Whatever the fucks. Esky. Yeah. I like him. He's sick. It's crazy something so positive from the French. I know. They really Trojan horsed the world with this game. It's part of the overall France Napoleon invasion too. I sincerely believe it. I actually think the Statue of Liberty has been hiding a robotic French military force for 100 years now. And at one point, the torch is going to drop. It's going to shoot at the White House somehow over New York. And then the automatons are going to roll out. I legitimately think it's been a long-term plan. Anti-France talk was pro-Iraq war propaganda from the U.S. I don't know what you're talking about. I lived on an American military base during the Iraq war, and all of the French fries were renamed to freedom fries. They made us eat freedom fries at lunch because France didn't join us in Iraq. We would have had it, dude. The only reason Iraq was a 20-year quagmire with no real gain, giggity, was because France didn't send us a few troops to put us over the edge. I was on the bases, dude. They were saying, we just need a few more Frenchmen and we'd have this. It would be completely... They were like, dude, it was like the guy digging for diamonds, but they were digging for WMDs. And they were like, if only we had... The guy at the end was like, I'm hungry. I wish I had a baguette. He's mining, and he's like, if I just had a baguette, I could find these WMDs, but since there's none around, then he walked away. It's one of the great losses was France's inability to be part of the coalition of the willing. Did the French decide on their budget yet? Bro, the French budget stuff is hilarious. France. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it today. I'll bring some slides. But France is as cooked as anyone else. They got as much political polarization and debt problems as anyone else, bro. They can't. No one can figure this shit out. Welcome to the club, bro. Lethal Repid, thank you for the prime. What did Aiden say that was nice? Oh, Aiden loves a good crash out, bro. Every time I crash out, he's honestly a bad influence. He's honestly a bad influence, but Aiden liked both my videos. He liked my original video, he liked my crash out video, and he sent me a really nice message about it. He was just like, bro. And then he said we should he's like, dude, people should be legally required to submit a video confirming they watched the full thing before they're allowed to comment, and they have to show their face. I was like, bro, I don't think so. I was like, nah, I don't know about that idea. I don't know about that idea. And he's like, we have to put these commenters down like dogs. And he means it because he hates dogs. So, but it was a nice fucking thing from Aiden. I love Aiden, man. He's just, I'm so glad I get to work with him on something. Because I just think he's a fucking smiley, smart, good guy. I like him a lot. Please don't stop the music. Okay. In exactly, let's say 5 minutes, where you look at 2025 predictions. That sounds fucking good. Is there anything else I want to talk about that's like more fun before we look back at this crazy year and what did and didn't happen? Thank you to watching the Hitman video. Talked about the AoE video. Lemonade Stand returns January 6th, straight from the Capitol, if you know what I mean. Talking about gold again. Nobody cares about gold, old man. It's all about silver now. Silver is the metal of the day. I'm such a fool for holding gold, bro. Everyone knows it's about the big precious metal silver. That's what everyone's watching. Ups and downs, ups and downs. Bronze up next, trust. It's not an Olympic thing. It's not an Olympic thing. Silver. So here's the answer. Here's the honest truth. So here's the deal. If a precious metal like silver has real demand, that's going to change the price dynamics. And in the real world, people hunt werewolves with silver. And so werewolves have been growing dramatically this year. And so people all over the globe need silver bullets to fight the growing werewolf population. And that has been dramatically altering the amount of demand there is for silver. Everyone knows this, but and so if you're following the trend here, you're thinking, okay, why am I investing in timber for wooden stakes? Why am I not investing in garlic? Garlic producers about to have a fucking banner 2026 because vampires adapt, dude. You do silver bullets first, they adapt. They get a bulletproof vest. They avoid your bullets. You need other things. I'm a vampire and I bought up loads of silver to make it more expensive. That'd actually be that would be a funny vampire book. People think they're going to read Twilight. They're like, where's the romance? And it's all about this economics-oriented vampire who uses macroeconomics to make it hard to effectively fight vampires. The Werewolf of Wall Street. That probably has to exist already. That has to exist already. The Werewolf of Wall Street? There's no way that doesn't exist. That book would sell dozens of copies. All you need in this age to be a published author. Have you watched the AMC Interview with a Vampire? It's fucking incredible. You mean the movie Interview with a Vampire? What does AMC mean? AMC Interview with a Vampire. Oh, it's like a show. No, I've seen the movie with Brad Pitt from like the 90s or whatever. I thought it was fun. I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time. It's been many, many years. Damn, that movie is hot. What do you guys think? Flirt test, Interview with a Vampire movie. Hot test. Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt. Is this? I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. I don't think this is flirts. I think this is, I mean, these are obviously famous Hollywood actors. They're attractive people. I think this is probably the worst they've looked. You tell me, I mean, I think maybe it's like maybe it's a guy thing. Every guy, you ask where Brad Pitt looked the best, they go Brad Pitt Fight Club. Maybe the gays and the girls think Brad Pitt Interview with a Vampire is, or Troy, or fucking Troy, dude. Fight Club or Troy? That guy, that's peak male performance, 7% body fat. Mm. Did you see the Odyssey trailer? No. Do you want to watch it very quickly? The Odyssey trailer. Please don't stop the music. And tell me enough. Not that I want more of the plot. I couldn't tell if I'll like it or not. But I'll probably see it. Listen, I'm a sucker for big historical epics. I liked Kingdom of Heaven. I like Troy. I like all those fucking movies. I think I'll like this movie. I think I'll enjoy it. That's my shit. But I do think, like, what if, okay, now picture this. What if, like, right here, they land on shore or whatever, and it's Minecraft Steve, Jack Black. And it's not like it's the whole focus of it, but like they do a little crossover where he's like, he can say some of his iconic line. Do you know what I'm saying? That way it kind of keeps me entertained as a fan of Minecraft. Maybe he's like, oh, Steve, I've heard tales of your legend. And then Jack Black's starting to talk more, but then he looks behind him and he's like, watch out, chicken jockey. And they all turn around, there's a chicken jockey, and then it'd be like a big fight. And then they get lost in the scuffle. So it's like a small little cameo, but it keeps you entertained, really. What if he said he's right behind me, isn't he? That'd be peak. Are you a writer? That's really good. That's really fucking good. I'm just saying we shouldn't be so slavish to the original writing from thousands of years ago. You know, update it. Be modern. Add a little bit of the new in there. Let him say. How big is your army, Odysseus? About 6 or 7 men. And he looks in the camera directly and winks, and we all fucking roar with laughter. That would be awesome. That would be fucking awesome. Atrioc, would you rather play Outer Wilds 2 or Blueprints 2? I'm going to give you the most pedantic ass answer. I'd rather play a new game that has the spirit and creativity of those games, but isn't a slavish sequel where I'm just regurgitating the same stuff I already like. That's my that's my lame answer, bro. I don't need Blueprints 10 through 12, bro. Both those games are beautiful and new. If I had to pick one of the two, I guess Outer Wilds too, because I know they would do something different. He already hates Slay the Spire too. No, you don't. I am a consumer at heart. I will consume till the end of time, and so if a sequel of something I like is made, I will see it. I will play it. Like I said, I thought the most recent Matrix movie was truly terrible. I thought it was like a gigantic middle finger to the audience. If they make another one, I'll watch it. If that one sucks and they make another one, I'll watch it. And the problem is, like, I'll always try to recapture the high of, I love the Matrix so much that they can have so many failures. I guess I will say the counterpoint is Star Wars. I love Star Wars growing up, but there's been so much Star Wars slop that I really have kind of tuned out. But if they made a Star Wars main, like Star Wars Episode 11, I still probably see it. I can't help myself. What happened in episode 10? I'm skipping 10 to put some distance between the last one. I'm skipping 10 because I think 9 was so bad they should start at 11. They need a buffer. I don't even want it to be close. Are you gonna watch the Mandalorian movie? Mandalorian and Grogu? I guess that's the big test. I want to say no, but you never fucking know. Maybe we're just sitting there and Ari's like, hey, do you want to see Mandalorian? And I'm like, yeah. Let me go and watch it. This is like a thing to do. It's a possibility that I will do that, but I have no desire. I could easily escape it. I heard Baby Yoda says Dada. Well, then it's fucking peak, isn't it? If Baby Yoda looks up at the Mandalorian and says Dada and gives him a hug, and then they jump into the Millennium Falcon, they found it, and they fly, and then Chewbacca goes, "Arr!" And then Palpatine appears somehow, that would be so peak, dude. And maybe Jar Jar shows up and he's like old. And he's like, Misa. Love of the Baby Yoda. That shit might actually be fucking peak. Then I would watch that. As long as they cram in a lot of things that I recognize, then I can kind of turn my brain off and enjoy it. Hey, yo, Big A, what will be your top 3 books you read this year? Happy birthday to my goat, LeBron. Top 3 books. Number 1, the Bible. End of list. I burned the rest. I burned the fucking rest, bro. Actually, number 2 was Art of the Deal by Donald J. Trump. And number 3 was the Donald J. Trump edition of the Bible. I burned the first Bible. No, I don't know the top. I know that one of my top 3 was probably Price of Peace, the one that Aiden picked for the first Lemonade Stand Book Club. That book was flames. I really enjoyed it. I don't know, bro. I have to think about it. I read quite a few books this year. I liked King Dollar. What else did I like? I mean, I don't know. I think I have to distinguish between fiction and nonfiction. I read fiction over the break, not nonfiction. I read the Will of the Many sequel, Strength of the Few. If you like Red Rising, I think you'd like this series, Will of the Many. Strength of the Few is pretty fun. I haven't quite finished it, but I'm near the end. 3 Body Problem, perchance. I've been wanting to read that. I have, but I'm trying to stave off the Chinese century another 10 minutes. And I feel like once I read it, I've given in. I got to blow my nose. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Thank you for the subs, by the way. BT Dub, I appreciate them. Now, thank you for the Prime. Sluds, thank you for the 9 months. Slonasionia, thank you for the 3 months. I'm trying to think of a really good book to recommend. You know what? Don't worry about my top 3 books of this year. I would like, if you're interested in a really, really, really compelling short fiction book that might make you think about your life, it might make you cry, it might make you, I would read How to Get Filthy Rich in Rising Asia. That is a fire book. I've recommended it to a few people this year. All of them told me they cried and thought about their life, and it's a genuinely good book. I read it because of you, and it was peak. It was a goated wreck. It made me really feel. You talk about reading this unironically. The book is written in the second person like a self-help novel. That's the conceit about how you get rich in Asia, and is actually a true story about it's a short book about a man's life and heartbreak and struggle, and it's a very good book. I'm not spoiling it, but it's not a true story. No, it's not a true story. Sounds depressing though. No, I wouldn't say it's a depressing book. I would say it's a book that makes you think about the things that are important. That's what I think, in an interesting and fun way. The Real Gym Dog. Think of the 28 months. Will we be playing GTA 6 when it comes out in 2047? Yeah, I think I will. I mean, the water wars will have just ended, and I'll have to get out of the bunker, but I'm sure I'll play it. I'm sure I'll pop that in to the PS12. I'd really recommend Why Fish Don't Exist. You recommend me a book called Why Fish Don't Exist? I've seen a fish. This already feels like you're starting on the back foot. It's a semi-biographical book on the philosophy of perseverance and pride. That's what you say. But the thing is, I've always learned that you should judge a book immediately by its cover. And based on the title, it seems to be about a stupid screed about fish. Do you understand? And so I feel like, why else would a book have cover if not to judge it? Holy! Yeah, the whoosh is real. It's live, BNet player. You just got whooshed. Welcome to the stream. First time chatter. You know, all right. After your question, we jump into predictions. So, BNet player, if you have any topic you want to talk about, I will do it for you. First time chatters, they always get a free topic. Can be anything. Goofy, serious. I probably will make a joke at your expense, though. Do you have a topic? They always panic. They always panic. It's a lot of pressure. I do know that. It doesn't help that everybody in chat spams stare. And this is your moment. Atrioc, there's this short book series you may not have heard of called Harry Potter. You should check it out. Can you imagine being a millennial who'd never heard of Harry Potter, discovering it late in life, and it like you it like devolves you like a fucking the Venom symbiote or something? It's like a sleeper agent. Like I start just talking about heckin' doggos. I just start. He asked the question. Oh, what's his topic? What's your topic? Your topic was. I lost the guy, dude. Someone first discovered Harry Potter from Fortnite. What a fucking sentence to say. But it's so true. You're right. There's people who know about Harry Potter from Fortnite. Bro, I can't find his damn message, bro. I can't find it. Everyone just spam stare. What did he say? What did he say? BNet player. I'm scrolling, but I guess I'm just too fucking stupid. I guess I'm just too dumb. User BNet player. No. Oh my God, what a terrible message. I think I got to time you out, bro. That's terrible. That was your first message, bro? Jesus Christ. What a waste. Dude, that reminds me of when I mean, like at Twitch when they used to have the free computer parts for everyone new, and then that one guy wasted it by spending $10,000 on a fucking PC, and then they got rid of the perk. It's like, what? The lights are too bright, bro. The lights are too fucking bright. You didn't have it in you. Anyway, okay, ladies and gentlemen. 1 year ago today, in the beginning, 11 and a half, 3/4 months today, in the early part of January of 2025, I made a video called, I predicted everything that will happen in 2025. You can see it right here. And there's a picture of me in front of a cork board with Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk and Xi Jinping and nuclear and soda. And so we're going to rewatch this video. It's a long video, so I'm going to skip around, just basically to the predictions. And we are going to check and review because settlement terms, if you remember, this is my 23. Where's the why predict? Why predict? Possible. The factory. If these incredibly intelligent, accomplished people, certainly much more than I, can get predictions so horrendously wrong, if the future is so unknowable, why even do predictions at all? The risks are too great. And the answer, my friends, is chicken sexing. Chicken sexing! No further discussion needed. The idea that practicing something, guessing basically, with your best intuition that you can, and then checking and reviewing and being honest about it, is a way to build up that skill, to improve your ability to understand the trends that happen in your own life. And so, well, what a freeze frame, by the way. That's right, I said it. And no, not sexy chickens like this photograph. And so, this is the part where we actually have to go back. And I want to look at these predictions with a serious lens. I want to take a look and see like what I got right, and more importantly, what I got wrong, what I can learn from that. I think that's an important and interesting aspect of this whole process. And so let's begin. Let's just jump in with the first prediction. Or not, whether you believe this or not, it's no longer his problem. It's time for our first thing. 2025 is going to be the year of Donald Trump.
Have a problem. Everybody wants it. They're screaming, dance, dance.
Whether we like it or not, this man is going to be the most important figure by far in the year 2025. And we don't like it. Just to be fucking clear, we don't like it. But I need to just be so specific. I don't know. I personally don't like it, but just something I felt like saying. But yes, I mean, kind of an easy bink. I mean, he's the US president, but my God, let me show you some stats here before we move on to this video. I brought in some stats. Yeah, I did my fucking homework. Uh-oh. Let's see here. So, Donald J. Trump, my God, in his first year in office, signed an absolute litany of, I have to get chat in here. Bro, we're not offline anymore, bro. Chat's back. An absolute litany of executive orders that did massive, massive changes and shake the very foundation of established relationships within and outside the U.S., economic ties, Massive changes all over American society. He has signed more executive orders in this part of year one than he did in the entire 4 years of his first term. He has already passed his first term entirely, including COVID. There's been dramatic changes, well above Biden, Obama first, and Obama second. Okay? And many of these have been challenged in court or currently being fought in the courts. But even if some of them are struck down by the courts, that's a massive change. Again, what he's done on tariffs alone has made so much of the year entirely about him. It's one of the major economic stories of the year, the way it's shaped trade with the U.S. And if that gets struck down, it's almost an even bigger story because of the amount that's going to cause with the previous deal making and the refunds. So pretty big deal, but let's go back to the video. I just wanted to show some stats for that part. Every decision he makes is going to have global implications. So many industries, so many global economies, so many alliances rely on the whims of this aging reality TV star. And his inauguration is in about less than a week. And everybody wants a piece. Microsoft, Google, Adobe, all giving $1 million each to the Trump inauguration fund. Mark Zuckerberg dropped $1 million to the Trump fund. Phrasing might be off, but everybody's coming.
Jeff Bezos came, Bill Gates came, Mark Zuckerberg came. Many of them came numerous times. The bankers have all come. Everybody's coming.
It's a regular orgy. Even foreign leaders are desperately jockeying to get an invite. The entire, that is a important observation. That was the big story of this year, was corporations and their leaders kind of bending over backwards to praise and give gifts and show lip service to Donald Trump because of his ability to issue executive orders that could harm or help their company. I mean, it's pretty quid pro quo. Mark Zuckerberg in particular, I don't think it's mentioned here, but Mark Zuckerberg, after this, put on a fucking chain and went on Joe Rogan and started talking about masculinity. Mark Zuckerberg saw the writing on the wall and went all fucking in, dude. He went, you know what I'm saying? Like he became everything he thought he needed to be to get Trump's approval. Global economy is waiting to see what Trump 2.0 will do. So I hired a researcher, a human researcher, to look through 120 plus Trump speeches and find everything he mentioned he was going to do on day one.
On day one of my new administration, I will terminate every Green New Deal restriction that is destroying the U.S. economy. And we will cut off the money to Palestinian terrorists on day one. And on day one, I will cancel Biden's ridiculous speed limit regulation. Men are competing in women's sports. Can you believe that? Not anymore. Day one, that'll end.
You promised to end birthright citizenship on day one. Is that still your plan?
Yeah. If somebody sets a foot, just a foot, 1 foot, you don't need two.
You don't need two.
Congratulations, you are now a citizen of the United States of America. Yes, we're going to end that.
On day one, I will seal the border, stop the invasion, and send Joe Biden's illegal aliens the hell back home. On day one, I will sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children.
And we're going to straighten it out. We're going to bring prices way down, and we're going to get it done fast.
Starting on day one of his administration, he'll charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tax for all products coming into the United States.
You are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one. I love this guy. He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one. Day one. First day.
Oh, well, not a lot of that was true. First day, baby. There's a lot there. Now, would it surprise you to know that we cut that video down from like 30 minutes? And in fact, this is the actual number of promises, which is 122 separate times he said he would do something on day one. He has a lot planned. It's a busy day. 24 hours on January 20th, and he's going to have to do a lot of promises. I've broken them down in different categories, and I want to talk about sort of my predictions on what will happen. There's a lot here, so I've sort of focused on areas that I'm most interested in. Economics and geopolitics. My prediction is that in 2025, on economics, where Trump was pretty popular during the election, he was considered the better candidate for the economy, I predict the shine will come off. So I'm in California where egg prices story of the fucking year! Prices have soared to nearly $9 per dozen. And he said on the campaign trail,
a vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper. So many people mention, I go in, beautiful but simple word, groceries. You don't think of it that way, but that's what they mention more than anything, my groceries.
The way he says groceries every time, it's like we've never heard it. I do think of it that way. I know that everyone mentions that because they said that. If you ask people, the number one thing they said for this election is that economy was their top issue. They wanted Joe Biden out because grocery prices were too high. They want somebody to fix it. I've been so consistent on this year. During his Time Magazine Person of the Year interview, he said this: "It's hard to bring things down once they're up." I think he's moving the goalposts a little bit. And there's plenty of substantial evidence that this uncertainty that he's created around things like deportations and tariffs is keeping companies guessing, keeping the market on edge, and likely, if enacted, will stoke a resurgence of inflation. It is funny to know. Remember this chart in the beginning? Right around here on this chart is when they enacted the Atrioc tariffs on 900 imports. We have a history of trying tariffs in this country, and it pretty much always ended poorly. Average consumers might support them in theory, but when they roll out, they get mad, they get angry, because it leads directly to prices going up. Again, the 25% tariff on Canada you talked about is seeming more and more likely. After meeting President Trump, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says Canada should prepare for 25% tariffs. And Canada's preparing to fight back, even though they know they'll lose. This is going to be a problem. This is going to lead to more people seeing increases on their bottom line. On the economy, I think in 2025, the approval rating of Trump drops pretty dramatically. Oh, god damn! All right, this is like probably my favorite prediction from the whole fucking thing, because I know, people always discount predictions based on the mood at the time you're looking back at them. But the mood at that time, my god, it was like he's about to fucking save America. Especially the economy. People were like, you know what, he might suck on other stuff, but he's gonna be good in the economy. And that was one thing I want to talk about. Dude, Elon Musk in the golden hat doing this post. Now, I don't like my prediction so much on geopolitics with Trump. We'll pull this up in a second, but I do want to show you some charts. Where's my fucking charts? Predictions review. Okay. So obviously, I'm sure people in this chat are not massive Trump fans, and so they didn't have a positive opinion. But as we go on, let's see. This is an article from today. Trump ends 2025 with worse approval ratings than this point in his first term and Biden's. Americans' dissatisfaction with the direction of the U.S. plummet since he was inaugurated. And if you look at the reasoning behind this, if you look at the thing that's the one issue that is dragging down his approval more than anything else, it is the economy. People have felt very, very frustrated with Donald Trump's economy. What they thought would happen has not happened. They are noticing prices still rising faster than their wages. They are noticing housing still out of reach. They're noticing job losses increasing. The impact of the tariffs is felt. The lack of any sort of cohesive regulation around AI. Youth unemployment way up. And all of these things are leading to people getting more and more dissatisfied with Trump under Trump's economy. And that has been, I think, a massive story this year, and it's going to lead to big changes in 2026. But there's a second part here, and that's what I would rather talk about. I like to glaze myself, but that part of that will come from this man right here, Elon Musk. Elon Musk has had a rough start to January.
Oh, Elon, bro, why have you done this to me, man? I genuinely believe that he was actually playing D4. And he was addicted, right? He clearly has no idea, bro.
Obviously, he didn't play the highest level Path of Exile we thought, but he's also caused their inside of MAGA camp split over the H-1B visas. Steve Bannon saying he's truly evil and wants him out of the White House. But him and Vivek Ramaswamy have been put in charge of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. That's so funny that Vivek didn't even make it to day one. Vivek was out of Doge before it even began. To get our government spending in order. And Elon Musk sounds like he's the man for the job.
How much do you think we can rip out of this
I love
wasted
this.
$6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Dude, it's just so funny because our budget is 6.5 trillion right now. It's the same. It's the fucking same. And next year with the BBB, it's worse.
Budget.
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Yes.
2 trillion.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're being taxed. All government spending is taxation. So whether it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted,
what a great speaker.
And the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
Yeah! How about that? We're going to stop the waste in Washington. I fucking love that. You got your dark MAGA gothic hat. This is badass. Here's the problem. There are 4 horsemen of the national debt, and their names are Social Security, Medicare, military, and interest payment. I like this metaphor, by the way. I think this is based. I think I was cooking. I still use this. The 4 horsemen, bro. I think this is a beast metaphor. Now, Donald Trump had already said cutting these is a no-go. Interest payments are you can't cut. You have to pay them. And I really doubt it'll be popular to cut the military. He didn't touch the military. You're not going to cut any of these 4. Musk, when asked 4 days ago, says we might not be able to actually cut $2 trillion. He too is walking it back. And my prediction is that nothing gets cut. Yep. I think our deficit's gonna be essentially the same, unchanged in 2025 as it was 2024. We're still gonna run about 6.5%. If you have your own 4 horsemen, like for example, unused gym members. This is a fucking Rocket Money ad. Okay, good call, good call. Let's talk about geopolitics. I don't think Donald Trump's gonna have a good year. Listen, I wanna say about this part. So this is my recollection of what happened. Because I think I predict in this video, we can watch it. I mean, we can watch it. That's pretty fair. But I think economically, it's going to be bad news. People have their hopes up. Geopolitically, it's a different situation. The war in Ukraine has become a true nightmare for all parties involved. Russia, their war economy is becoming a house of cards. This has lasted too long. They've lost men, they've lost money, they've run everything hot, they've borrowed money, they've raised interest rates like 25% to combat inflation. They got people stealing butter from grocery stores. Russia would love for this to finally be over, though they are winning. And because they're winning, it's also a deep problem for Ukraine. Zelensky is running out of men. They are trying to lower the draft age. Dude, it's crazy. I don't disagree with what I'm saying here, but flash forward a year and I think all that stuff is like the same. Like I guess one thing, first of all, I want to talk about Ukraine is that I've made this mistake in general, is that I often, I want things to happen quicker than they do in real life. That's just like, you can say, like, I don't know, you could be like, damn, auto loan defaults are rising. And it's like, you're like, wow, I bet all the auto loan companies are going to crash. But really all that means like that is going to get worse. That is a trend line that is getting worse and will be, and is a problem, is going to continue to be a problem. But people can stretch this shit out forever. You know, if people want to push things out. So I always need to give myself some patience on this stuff. They're at the part of the war where you start. Here's another thing I want to say. So just about this prediction. Because I think I predict that Donald Trump, because it was his #1 day 1 promise, that he was going to find a way to end this war, likely by giving a lot of concessions to Putin. And what I didn't understand, #1, is that I think Donald Trump is a really terrible negotiator in general. But #2, that I overestimated the amount of influence the United States I thought they were basically funding the entire Ukraine war effort and could just sort of tell them to set the demands. But Ukraine is willing and able to keep up the fight, even with it's harder. It's almost impossible without U.S. support, but they were willing and able, at least in this year. And also, I think I underestimated whatever it is. I don't fully understand fucking Putin, but like maybe he has a fear of this not going perfectly, and so it's bad for him politically at home, or maybe he has insatiable fucking greed that he needs. Whatever it is, like Putin has a willingness to ride this shit into the ground, even though it is causing material and serious economic harm to Russia. He's willing to ride this shit. So All things I learned this year as I read more about this, and I think I would have a different look at this now. Getting old men and young boys. I mean, it's like they're going against an opponent with far greater resources in a long attrition-based war. The number one thing on that list that Donald Trump said he would solve day one is the Russia-Ukraine war. He talked about this 33 separate times. He said, day one, we're gonna get this settled. I also think Donald Trump, he has a goal in mind. He wants one thing. This is true. This is true.
I just think that President Moon
talked
was
about
very
it
nice
all
when
year.
he suggested it.
Mr. President,
They're going to get a Nobel Prize for a lot of things if they gave it out fairly, which they don't.
Prime Minister Abe of Japan gave me the most beautiful copy of a letter. I am asking them to give you the Nobel Peace Prize. I said, thank you. Many other people feel that way too. I'll probably never get it, but that's okay. They gave it to Obama. He didn't even know what he got it for. And he won the Nobel Peace. Oh, do you know this?
Donald Trump, I think, is interested in the Nobel Peace Prize. And here's the thing. If he, in the first few days of his administration, gets a photo of him at Camp David with Putin and Zelensky shaking hands and finds a way to get a ceasefire or an end to the conflict in Ukraine, it's not off the table. It's not crazy. I happen to think he will be successful. My prediction is that in 2025, the war in Ukraine ends. And I do think dead wrong, F. And I thought about this a lot. I totally misjudged all those things I said. But specifically, I think the most important was that Zelensky and Ukraine can and will keep this fight up, even if the U.S. pulls support. And I was like, the U.S. support is so important because of the financial aspect of it, but they'll just do it with Europe. I mean, that is something I learned this year and changed my mind. And by the way, that is one reason that I'm like, damn, will this even end in 26? Do you know what I'm saying? Because the fog of war is so thick, I don't know. I can't tell. I mean, it does feel like slowly but steadily, Russia continues to make ground, but it's tough, man. I don't know. It may lead because of concessions to Russia that we shouldn't give, but I do think the war will end. Whether it'll be a good negotiation is up for debate. In Gaza, the same thing is happening. A Gaza ceasefire deal is gaining momentum. These articles are from today and yesterday. Some of it. So yeah, the Gaza ceasefire deal happened, but my God, it's had like 960 violations from the Israel side, if you must know. And that means the piece of paper is not really worth what it's written on. So they still, like, Trump still claims that they're in a ceasefire. Israel still comes as they're in a ceasefire, but the amount of violations is absurd. So there really is not much progress on this either, in name only. I do think maybe if he'd accomplished that ceasefire early on in his term and a ceasefire in Russia, he probably still could have won the Nobel Prize, but it would be very shambolic. Because of Trump's Middle Eastern envoy. Whether, again, this will be a peace deal that everyone agrees with or likes the settlement terms of is a different situation. However, I do think, similarly, both sides are eager for a ceasefire at this point. So if I were to give Trump any chance for like a good 25, I don't think it'll be on the economy. I think if he's able to negotiate peace in Gaza and in Ukraine, he has a decent shot at rocking this fucking chain. I'm putting out a prediction I think is probably going to be unpopular with his chat. I think there's a decent chance. That is, of course, unless Dark Trump shows up. Dark Trump has noticed that America has not expanded its territory since 1947. What? We're such a powerful country. We haven't expanded our territory since 1947. And Dark Trump has been posting nonstop about annexing our northern ally Canada into the 51st state. He threatened economic force to force. Yo, shout outs to Carney, by the way. I really think whatever he's done, that this type of dialogue stopped completely after Carney. Canada ended up becoming 51st state. But he's also talking about how the people of Greenland are MAGA. Greenland's an incredible place, and they would benefit tremendously if and when it becomes part of our nation. He has not ruled out military force. Similarly for Panama Canal, which Jimmy Carter gave back to Panama. He has said, we'll see about that when the president of Panama responded to his threats. There is more to this than bluster. Some people think this is a joke. Some people think this is just Trump being Trump on Twitter. I think he's more serious than anyone thinks. There is zero shot of Canada becoming the 51st state. True. I can rule that out. However, there is a strategic reason for caring about expanding American territory. And that reason is, if he is aware that his economic plans are going to be more unpopular, if he's noticing plummeting favorability, there is one guaranteed way in human history to get your popularity up, and that is to expand territory in a quick and easy battle. If it's long, if it's drawn out, people hate it. Wait a minute, you might be spitting, Atrioc, because his approval ratings on the economy are at all-time low, and he's facing terrible favorability. And then exactly 4 days ago, not Venezuela's one part of this, but exactly 4 days ago, bro, Trump revisits taking over Greenland. He went back to it. Trump is talking about Greenland again. It once looked eccentric. Now it seems like the distillation of his whole foreign policy. Trump says the U.S. has to have Greenland. He said this fucking December 22nd. And Europe's kind of wondering about it. Like, Trump says Greenland is essential for security because they have force. Trump's latest comments have prompted diplomatic protests from Denmark over sovereignty concerns. This is all happening again right now, right as, you know, again, his popularity is declining quite precipitously. Not that I'm happy about this prediction, but I do think he's going to lean into it. But if you have a quick and... Wait, where the fuck did my... easy taking of territory, this has worked for leaders throughout history. Even Russia invading Crimea was good for Putin. Hitler taking the Sudetenland was good for Hitler. No matter who you are, if you expand your nation's territory, even if people say they're against it at first, it becomes popular. It makes your country seem strong. I think he is aware of this, and I think he wants 3 different possible areas. He's going to try and make a move on one of them. I think it'll be Panama or it'll be Greenland. But I actually predict this is going to be a serious policy goal of Donald Trump. Not a joke, not a idle threat. Whether it'll be a good idea is a separate question. But Canada, very unlikely. This would be so disastrous. It's such a close ally, and any threat of military force would be so unpopular. But enough about American politics. Dude, I fucking said it. You said it. Brandon, you said it. So the next prediction I make is about 3 elections coming up. And obviously, here's the thing. It's about, like, at the time, Trudeau was still in power. And so the obvious thing to do, because there was fuck Trudeau signs all over Canada, is like, all right, Trudeau's going to lose. His party's going to lose. But if I really think this is one, this is where I'm kind of mad at myself. I think if I had thought about it more and thought about the consequences of Trump and the tariffs he was going to do on Canada and the constant threats about sovereignty, I think I should have impacted that it would have changed the election more than it did, which it did. And it led to Mark Carney winning. I obviously didn't know Mark Carney at the time, but I think that would have been a really strong prediction. Ally, and any threat of military force would be year of a continued trend from 2024. In January of 24, I said, we're seeing a global political backlash to inflation. Incumbents everywhere are getting thrown out, but not everybody had elections in 2024. So there was a first part where I was going to talk about this guy, but I had to cut all the slides because he just resigned.
I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister.
Yeah, I don't know. He resigned. He apparently was pretty unpopular. I don't know if there was any signs. I don't know if there was any signs that Canada was getting fed up with Justin Trudeau. I don't know if there was any possible signs that Canada was probably going to vote him out. This is a really tough prediction. And whoever he gets to replace him will also lose. The approval rating of him and his party is in the dirt. Pierre Poilievre, prediction, will be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Very obvious, I think. Less obvious is in Australia, where Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton are in a neck-and-neck race to see who's more hated. I looked into Australia's politics, and it turns out Australians fucking hate politics. They hate both their parties. They are so disengaged and so mad that I almost thought that the incumbents getting thrown out system might not work because they hate both sides. However, trust your instinct. Trust your instinct. I think because of that, all that hate really only works to help the outsider. And the outsider in this case is Dutton, who I predict will again win. So I did these 3 in the, I mean, the Australian one was more complicated. I kind of mentioned that here. I did these 3 in the wrong order because the order they happened in real life was the German one first, which I got right because it was before Trump got, was like the first month of Trump's term. And the next 2 happened after his tariff policy had been rolled out. And that and his general fucking attitude had key shifts. Like they caused shifts in how allies treated these MAGA-light movements and how they treated their relationship with America and how these parties like Dutton, again, there's more going on. I'm thinking more of the Pierre Poilievre one, but like the ones that are like MAGA-light for Canada no longer seemed as appealing when Donald Trump was literally openly talking about 51st state. And so it shifted the narrative. I think that would have been a good thing to mention here. It would be a tough prediction to make, but I think it would have been a good thing to mention. So upon review, obviously, these are both dead wrong on how the elections played out. In Australia. In Germany, Olaf Scholz this one had a badass eye patch. Then he got rid of it, and his approval rating dropped. Coincidence? His coalition is falling apart, and yeah, worth noting. I did a video on the Australian election. Peter Dutton ran a horrible campaign. Like a truly terrible one. There's a real shot that had Trump not existed, even though Dutton was winning in the polls when I said this, he still could have choked it. He had a really bad final stretch. So, tough to say, but the Trump thing definitely changed it, had an impact. He is out as Prime Minister of Germany. Friedrich Merz of the CDU, again, I predict, will handily win and become the next Prime Minister, which leads us to our next prediction. I was talking about Germany. Why not bring up that 2025 is going to be the year of nuclear? 2025 is going to see a dramatic increase in interest, build-out, innovation, and restarting of nuclear projects. But first, let's go to Sweden. This is Linkus's dad. Let's pull up the stats here. Let's pull up the stats. Global nuclear power generation reached a historic high in 2025. All major nuclear stocks ballooned. Oklo, Kamiko, GE Fornova. In fact, a fucking mixed basket of nuclear stocks was like, I think, one of the single best performing sectors of the whole year. $566 billion rally. Billions flowed in the nuclear sector. However, as I mentioned in the stock review thing, I personally, even though I love nuclear as technology, have found this hype around it financially to be a little bit suspect, bro. I mean, some of these companies have actual revenue, but like Oklo is completely pre-revenue, bro. So I think it's been kind of declining lately. Up 227% though. Germany. Actually, I think I made this call. Wait, is this in the video? Do I say this? System. They're not the only ones complaining. A lot of countries in Europe that have their own energy are getting mad and they want to scrap the EU power links. They literally want to cut the cables that connect EU power grids because they're tired of their energy being drained towards Germany. The farther you are right on this graph, the more electricity you produce. Shut up, friends. And the lower you are on the graph, the less CO2. Each dot is a day. You may notice one country stands out as having the most electricity and the least emissions. It's fucking France. Why? Because they're like 78% nuclear. The second they did it, their CO2 emissions dropped and their GDP per capita rose. Again, I rarely give France credit for anything. It's incredibly effective. They have drastically fewer emissions than Germany, despite Germany talking about how green they are all the time. Germany's not green. They're one of the dirtiest energy countries in Europe. Let's just be clear. China has never had any doubt about nuclear energy. They're building 118 new reactors. I should have called E33. To leapfrog the United States. India is building 32. The second part is this, AI. If you do a Google search right now, the energy it takes to do that, to go to Google servers and find the thing and look it up and get it back to you, is enough energy to power a basic light bulb for 17 seconds. That's how much energy it takes. To do one ChatGPT search is enough energy to power a laptop for 12 minutes. The amount of energy used by AI is drastically higher. AI has an insatiable appetite for energy, far more than our current grids and data centers and this was the big energy story production of the can year. support. And if they don't figure it out in a clean way, it's going to drastically increase emissions. The way to do it is nuclear. In America, passing a bipartisan bill is near impossible. The Senate in 2024 passed a bipartisan advanced nuclear energy bill in an election year. And I want to make a prediction. Germany shut down all its nuclear. I predict they're going to reopen some of them. It's going to be costly, but I predict in 2025, the CDU talks about reopening its nuclear power plants. All right, so I said talks about, bit of a weasel word. They obviously didn't reopen in the year. They did talk about it. They talked about it quite a bit. The most important thing they did, though, I need the actual marketing Monday, was this. This is actually huge. Germany's been a big drag on EU-wide nuclear energy rollout. They've been an opponent of it. They don't allow the legislation to be written for the EU to count nuclear power as clean energy. They dropped it this year, which is actually big for their relationship with France, but also big in general. It allows some of the clean energy money in EU legislation to go towards nuclear energy projects in other countries. It's big. It's actually a big deal. I'm super happy with this. And Friedrich Merz did announce plans for a nuclear fusion reactor, a significant reversal of its long-standing anti-nuclear energy stance. So this part is cool and true, but those reactor plants are not reopening. They're pretty much mothballed, and actually the cost to reopen them is like absurd. I don't even the technology or the expertise exists within country. However, outside of Germany, Japan this year, a few days ago, is preparing to restart the world's biggest nuclear plant 15 years after Fukushima. Pretty insane reversal from them. Japan, who actually dealt with the crisis that caused Germany to abandon their nuclear, is reversing course on it and reopening nuclear plants because of their energy security needs and the efficiency of it. It's pretty awesome. Huge W over in Japan for doing this. Okay, go back to this. And again, not all nuclear projects are created equal. Some are a little wackier than others.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Enron egg, the world's first.
Dude, what happened to this guy? I feel like this is like a. People were sending me this guy's stuff all early part of the year, and he disappeared.
Micronuclear reactor for residential suburban use.
But we have to get big ideas. Oh wait, didn't he do a crypto grift or something? I feel like I remember seeing a CoffeeZilla. For 2025, everyone knows AI. It's gonna change the world. Massive change. AI's on a tear to the moon. Can't stop it. I think AI is a year we look around and find ourselves in a bit of a winter, a bit of an AI winter. This is a chart that applies to most major. I think not true. I'm trying to remember what exactly I said. I think the part I like of this prediction is that I am very, very skeptical, particularly of AI agents. I remember all this hype around AI agents at the end of 2024 about how 2025 is going to be the year of these AI agents that can go out and do stuff for you. That has, I think I mentioned in this video, that has been completely untrue. No, not Asians, agents. But, you know, stock-wise and like financial bubble-wise, I would say it's still trucking along at full speed. New technologies. Some people think we're here. It's possible. I think we're closer to here in terms of inflated expectations. The way I see people talking about AI at companies and in business magazines is absurd. When I test out what it can actually do, it's very impressive. But they are talking like the technology is at a spot that it clearly is not. And that you can trust it for things you clearly cannot. And they need it to make money so much sooner than people expect. They are spending so much money right now, and they haven't found a good way to turn it into profit. I want to be clear, AI is not going anywhere. It's actually only going to grow every year, including this one. Amazon is a great example. When the internet.com bubble burst, Amazon stock fell 93%. Every single one of these years, Amazon grew users, but the stock had gotten so ahead of itself that it had to correct to be on a normal path. And then, in the long run, hit highs that are so high you can't even see that crash in the chart. This right here, this is that crash. In the long run, I am 100% confident that AI is going to change our world and our life and our way of doing business and everything. It is not like crypto. It is a real technology. We can all see it has real impact, but it has gotten so far ahead of its skis. At this point, this is the main thing I'm seeing it used for. AI turns this single bullet point into a long email I could pretend I wrote. AI turns a single bullet point, or turns this long email into a single bullet point. People are just using. I think the main uses I saw in 2025 from most people is obviously still cheating on a massive scale, and then a large amount of young people using it as like a life advisor. Those are the two things I saw it used for this year, neither of which are particularly good. using it to fake write to each other and then fake summarize each other's writing. I'm not seeing like real concrete money-making impact. Now, users are using it a lot. Your classmates, your coworkers, they are using ChatGPT. I found out my dad is using ChatGPT for performance reviews. That's true. If he's using it, everybody's using it. He's guy's old as shit, doesn't care.
True.
This
dude,
does
I was in my dad's office recording those videos,
and I saw he had used ChatGPT to write an angry letter about how he got overcharged for a drink on a cruise and sent and he like printed it out and mailed it in, bro. He was using ChatGPT to be a fucking Karen. Man's about his dollar. I think he did get the refund. So, honestly, good for him. Make money yet. Even for ChatGPT, the most successful. Think about every other AI startup worth billions. They are making so drastically much yet less and are deeply, deeply unprofitable. And they are all trying to find a way to justify it. Even this guy, who's an early OpenAI investor and has made a ton of money, said in the Financial Times, people are just investing because everyone else is, and most will lose money. I mean, take a look at Meta. Meta's put more money into AI than anyone. They're trying desperate tactics to find some way to make it useful or to make their core product more productive. I stand by this, but I think just a little early, to be honest. I think a little early. Like this boom or this bubble, whatever it is, has more legs to run. People are throwing a lot of money at this, and they're not gonna, I never know if I'm talking about this, if we're more in like a 96 or a 2000, when it comes to this being parallel to the .com. They're putting fake AI generated profiles into Instagram and Facebook. Look, she posted, I forgot about this. The new year. This was so terrible. I forgot about this. They made these fake accounts. Service to our community. She made up a fake coat drive, an AI generated coat drive. Who thought this was a good idea? This is the most accelerated dead internet theater I've ever thought. Like, consumers are reacting with disgust. My best friend used ChatGPT to apologize to me, and that really threw me. I saw a woman give a bridesmaid speech at Ari's friend's wedding with ChatGPT. I think this stuff is catching up to people. I think this is an AI winter. I think we're in an era of like looking around and being like, man, most of this stuff sucks. Okay. I'll say, compared to 24, 25 was an AI winter for public perception of AI. I think people overall, if you ask them whether they like are positive or negative on the future of AI, fucking collapsed this year. I think it was way down. I think that is true, but financially, not yet. Not yet. And as a good example, the most successful company for consumer AI right now is ChatGPT. And their biggest plan is $200 a month. I bought this so that I could do long Santa voice conversation on stream for the bit. Hey, Santa, what do you think about Luigi Mangione?
Luigi Mangione is quite the character. He's a source of fun and nostalgia for many.
This is an absurd amount of money that no regular consumer will pay. Yeah. Sam Altman just admitted they're losing money on this. It costs them more per user than $200 a month. If the most popular service on a $200 plan can't make that profitable, we're not there yet. And I think in 2025, that's going to become more and more apparent, especially as we spend the whole year. I think a really good prediction that I wish I could have made here, obviously this would have been financially lucrative too, but to understand the dynamics of Google versus OpenAI and to at least express the idea that maybe Google's inherent advantages would give them a huge leg up over OpenAI. That at least has become the big story this year. And I feel like that's something that you probably could have seen in January if you really thought about it. But I didn't. I sort of saw Google as more of a laggard. Talking about AI agents. Tech companies are not building out $1 trillion of AI infrastructure because they're hoping you'll pay $20 a month to use AI tools. They're doing it because they know your employer will pay hundreds or thousands a month for the AI system to replace you if and when it can. And that's the truth. They're realizing they cannot make money yet on consumer AI. So they are pivoting to try and get it to take your job. Mark Zuckerberg saying AI can do the work of Meta's mid-level engineers, and Sam Altman saying the same thing about mid-level coders. While this is scary, and I think this is a real problem for the future, maybe even the near future, after looking into it, I think in 2025, this is a bust. Looking into AI agents, they are not at the level where you can trust them with anything having to do with money. There is too much risk. They get too many things slightly wrong that they could fuck up your business. There is one thing that can still happen though. We can create a vast AI-fueled surveillance system that will ensure citizens are on their best behavior. Like billionaire Larry.
Dude, I can't believe Larry Ellison said that, and we're gonna give him TikTok. Fucking kill me, dude. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Give him TikTok, give his son every fucking media company.
Surveillance system that will ensure citizens are on their best behavior.
He earned
like
it, though.
billionaire Larry Ellison once. Because the US government will pay for anything. The place you're gonna learn more about it is not the mainstream news. Hell, statistically, it's not me. It's not even other YouTubers. In 2025, you're gonna learn about it from podcasts. 2025 is going to be the year of the podcast.
Oh, a little bit of a self-dealing prediction. I might have known ahead of time that I was trying to put some wind in my sails, dude. A little bit of insider trading. Podcast consumption, though, did hit a record high this year. Most notably, this stat was touted a lot. 55% of the US above 12 population listened to a podcast in the last month. This has been December of 2025. That's a massive, massive increase. Podcasts have become a major source of news. Now, within the podcast industry, what's very interesting is that all podcasts are becoming YouTube videos. Like this one. But in general, podcasts are becoming, they're going from an audio-only platform to a YouTube one. YouTube has already became the #1 platform for podcasts. And you know, I'm now in the podcast industry, and we have a podcast fucking media company, and they're telling us things they're working on. And they're like, yeah, one of our big challenges is getting all of our older podcast hosts to move to YouTube, because that's where all the ad money, that's where the growth is, that's where the new viewers is, so pretty interesting dynamic this year. Lemonade Stand, by the way, something I'm really happy and proud of this year. I got to do my dream interview with Lena Khan and then look absolutely fucking soy jack in the thumbnail. And I finally got to get in the New York Times pressing her on criticism. Fuck you. Fake news, New York Times! Fake news, New York Times! But yeah, big year for podcasts. The numbers are undeniable. Podcast listenership in the United States is out of control. This also applies worldwide. Whether it's true crime or... You can probably skip this. Average episode then hacked in this during... This is true. I mean, this stat is still crazy. This is primetime CNN during the election versus Joe Rogan. 28x the reach. Primetime. This was a major impact in this election. People are still railing against the fake news, the mainstream news. It's not mainstream. It's tiny. It has no real impact. Kamala Harris would have needed to appear on CNN, Fox, and MSNBC 3 hours every night during prime time for 2 weeks to reach as many people as Donald Trump did going on Joe Rogan. Isn't that fucking crazy?
The entire old system of...
Yeah, I mean, in this year especially, calling it the mainstream media doesn't even make sense anymore. It's legacy media. And it's not necessarily a good thing, but it's a thing that's happened. I mean, just the idea that there's this competition between like social media and the mainstream media. If that's your competition, whether you like it or not, social media won. It's over. The battle is over. The war is over. Last Japanese soldier's still fighting. Like the vast, vast majority of Americans now get their news through social media. That's just happened. Whether it's podcasts, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, whatever. That is just where it's happening. So Yeah, it's a pretty scary thought, but that's where we're at. Getting news out to regular people is dead. It is dead and buried in the ground. Even George Soros
My goat.
is buying Hot Ones for $80 million. We're getting into a crazy world.
Dude, I forgot George Soros bought Hot Ones. That what a world we live in, bro. That's
Pop read
crazy.
it, and it's part of the content. Ads.
All right, skip.
Of indie game.
Oh, wait!
Is that 2025 is going to be the year of indie games.
Yeah!
Possibly one of the greatest indie game years of all time. There's a perfect storm brewing. Number one, this is a
Big
game
dub.
in Roblox called Dark Mansion. It was uploaded to Roblox in July 1st, 2012.
Dude, what a great fucking year for indie games, man. All time legendary year for indie games. Just a banger. You know, the one I'm thinking of most particularly is not even all the ones we're talking about, like Silk Song or E33. And the one that really put this on my mind at the end of the year when I look back is like Peak. Dude, Peak was a game. A lot of these friend slop games, honestly, are doing better numbers than massive AAA studios with games they're making quickly. They're making games like Peak, like on a whim. They have a small team. They have a good idea. They make it really quickly. And that shit is beating AAA. And it's happening not just like, oh, it's like a big game like Silksong. It's happening all the time now. And this year, I think, proved it. I mean, you know, next year might be a little different with GTA 6, but I think this is a major L year for the mainstream AAA gaming industry. They kind of just got crushed over and over and over.
Not very good. It only got 6 likes. It's honestly a pretty terrible game. But the person that created it was named Zeekers, and he grew up and kept making more and more Roblox games. He also became a furry. And by the time he hit, I don't know, 18, 19 years old, he made a game called It Steals that got pretty popular. And then he hit it big and made a game solo dev using his Roblox skills called Lethal Company by one person, and it sold up there with Starfield and Baldur's Gate 3. Did $50 million in revenue.
You fucking suck, bro.
The NL effect. After NL has played it, it's done even more. It's made him $75 or $100 million as a solo dev. He's not the only one. Again, there's a lot of people who are learning in Fortnite, in Roblox. It's created an entire wave of people that have learned more about game development from actual real-world users and feedback. They're getting way more hands-on practice.
Bro, I think this is even more true than I was thinking back then. I saw a story this week about, dude, right now as we're talking, apparently Roblox is having like the most insane player numbers it's ever had. And there are kids becoming millionaires all the time. The number of kids who are putting out Roblox crap and making life-changing money has gotten absurd. I think Steal a Brain Rot broke 1 million concurrent players, which is like, that's crazy. Just for Steal a Brain Rot. In a real market environment. It broke 23 million? Wait, no way. Concurrent? Steal a Brain Rot concurrent players. Is that total? Oh my God, I'm so wrong. 24 million. Dude, I was thinking of like Steam numbers where you might have like 1 million for CSGO. 24 million concurrent players for Steal a Brain Rot 3 months ago. That's fucking crazy. That is crazy, dude. Let me look at the Steam concurrent players right now. Can you see by game? Okay. The peak Counter-Strike 2, #1 game on Steam. The peak players today was 1.5 million. That's crazy. That's great. Dude, you add all these up. You add up the peak of every one of these games today. It's not Steal a Brain Rot. Sheesh Louise, bro.
That's number one. Number two, a movie called Cleopatra came out. That was phenomenally expensive.
I'm trying to move on. We got a lot of indie renaissance. What is this? Okay,
just did a $200 million loss. Concord just had a $100 million loss.
R.I.P. Concord, bro. You were one of the greats. I forgot that's over a year ago. R.I.P. Concord.
We are
bro.
seeing
07 soldier.
massive AAA flops all throughout the gaming industry. Big studios are freaking out. They cannot figure out what consumers want. They cannot spend the money appropriately.
True.
There are high-profile failures left and right. And unfortunately, the regular developers are paying the price. 2024 was a record for most video game industry layoffs.
I think broken this year.
What does that mean if a ton of highly talented games industry professionals are out of work? More indie games. There's a huge influx of small game companies, like 4 to 5 people. A lot of them composed of
yeah, so Isto's in chat, who worked on Get to Work. He did the marketing, I did the coding. And he's talking about the Game at the End of the Game Awards. I will say, you know, looking back a year later, a lot of these studios, these little indie studios that were started by ex-Blizzard, ex-Riot devs, they all decided to make the same slop version of Overwatch, and they all have been flopping. They've all like piled into the same idea, which is like some kind of like, I don't know, this like, slop version of Overwatch.
Employees of EA, Ubisoft, many of the companies doing layoffs.
Hero slop, yeah.
And then number 3 is the money.
Yeah,
this
true.
is Stardew Valley.
All right, indie game. I think this is a good prediction. Not insanely wild to say, but you know, I feel good. Dead on. What's next? What's the next one after indie? We have.
They're going to put out a new Mario or Zelda game on it. It's going to go to the moon. And this time, for the first time ever, a Nintendo console at launch has a ton of third-party companies interested in developing for it. They're going to have a bunch of games.
Wait, did I say year of Nintendo? I'll just say very quickly, Nintendo stock did super well this year. Nintendo Switch 2 sold like gangbusters. But pretty easy to recommend. Like, why am I Mario smoking weed?
2025 is going to be the year of soda.
Soda!
I caught some of you. Some of you are drinking a soda right now. What happened? I thought soda was dead. Well, it turns out in an increasingly crazy world where pressure...
Oh, wait. Before we move on, we got to watch the AAA Mario. We got to watch this. This is... If you haven't seen this, this is the most spot-on thing of all time. This is cinema. It's the dialogue is so perfect.
Good. You made it.
That you, Peach? I see Toadsworth roped you into this, too.
The Monarch's job is never done, but we can talk more later. Bowser's castle should be just up ahead.
I thought I smelled something burning.
Even like the scratchy radio overlay on the woman's voice is like, it literally, you get flashbacks. Your mind is like in that. You've seen that a million times.
Focus, M. Bowser's got the power stars, and you know what that means.
Yeah, trouble.
Exactly. So watch your back. Oh, and if you find any red coins out there, make sure to grab those too. Collect enough, and I might just have an upgrade waiting for you.
All right. You're the boss, princess. Okay, Mario. Time to party. All right.
Dude, yeah. It does need more HUD elements. There needs to be HUD elements all over, but the dialogue was pitch perfect. It was just pitch perfect, like a fucking classic AAA game. Someone said I'd play it. It does look kind of fun to throw the fire. That part looks kind of fun, low key, high key. Anyway, it was the year of Nintendo. I think that's a pretty solid call. Switch 2 was a smash hit, and it is sort of outperforming expectations. Nintendo stock is up from even what they thought. Year of soda. Okay, so back to this. First of all, question: anyone drinking a soda right now?
On all sides with different wellness things, people are rebelling. People just want a tasty, sugary soda. Soda is on a comeback after literal decades of decline. In 2015, this article came out. It was basically dead. They were like, soda's over. Now we have guys like this.
I start every morning with 4 sodas on my way to the gym. Need that caffeine, so 48 ounces. Fill up my 100 ounce. That's 148 ounces on my way back from the gym. Finish that off. Get a couple more Diet Dr. Peppers. Finish that off. Now I'm going to get 3 Frescas and pour them into a thermos. Add some Torani flavor.
Okay, I'll talk about this. I sort of looked into this. I wanted to follow up on this prediction. Because,
because I think it's interesting. Where am I fucking, here it is. Okay, go back to full screen. So did soda have an upward trend in consumption in 2025? Sure. Coca-Cola had a demand recovery, but as I looked into it, a lot of the increase in the money to the soda industry this year was because they raised prices. They sold, it's hard to tell because they actually, to get up-to-date sales figures on soda for this year, you have to pay like $2,500 to get an actual, like, into one of these beverage research groups. I couldn't really get it. So my understanding is that they had a moderate increase in soda consumption, but way increase in prices. That's my understanding. There were some social media trends around soda, like dirty soda, which is, as far as I can tell, having an actual impact. Like fast food companies are adding their own variations of dirty soda. This thing was big on TikTok. Like there is an increase in like these different types of soda. Dirty soda is taking over from 2025 to 2025. And if you count this as soda, like Olipop and Poppy, then it was kind of a year of soda. Both these had fantastic years. I think Poppy is the one that sold to Pepsi they sold Pepsi for $2 billion. There was a big demand, and I guess like classic soda had a relatively normal year. Like maybe it was up a little bit, but alternative soda had a pretty good year. And I think a big part of this, originally when the trend was starting in late 24, when I was talking about this, is people were kind of trading down from expensive coffee, which was getting more expensive. But actually, I think the real fire prediction would have been energy drinks, because the actual story of 2025 was not the year of soda. It really was the year of energy drinks. There was all the energy drink stocks did fucking gangbusters, and a lot of people were drinking things like Celsius way more. And people often said it's because of value. They got the energy boost they needed, but for a way cheaper price than coffee or even soda. It was a year of caffeine in general. People were always boosting themselves, but I do think, Celsius was 7%, way above what Coca-Cola increased by, which is like 13%. I think drinks like this were the big story of 2025. So I'd give it like a C on that prediction. Like it's fine. Soda didn't decline, but I wouldn't call it like an incredible year for soda. Although I do think this stuff was a pretty big story. $2 billion from PepsiCo for this is a sign of like, oh, we missed the curve. Okay. Back to the video.
Down that, get a couple more, another couple, 258, pound those, go through some
Monster Sock Sword, by the way. Okay, keep going on. That is coffee influencers fucking love it, including Oh, this is so gross, bro. Do people still do this? The fucking
And then some
putting the fucking pickled Pepsi.
Give it a little mix up.
Oh yeah, is that good? Well, okay, it's working because this shit is selling. Dr. Pepper is leading the trend. Dr. Pepper and Coke Zero. These are the viral ones on social media, and they're seeing huge sales spikes. They're seeing growth. Speaking of good habits and bad habits, we have one habit that I think affects us all. Our cell phones. 2025 is the year of the Kale phone. The Kale phone is a concept created by somebody I saw on Substack, I believe, as a solution to his addiction to his phone. He bought 2 phones. One of them is his regular phone, which so here's what I'll say. And all in all, no. Fucking no. Didn't happen. But, I guess we'll watch the whole thing. He calls his cocaine phone, his Coke phone. It has all of the extremely addictive notifications. Slack, WhatsApp, social media, and then he got an older model phone. Yeah, you know what it was? Someone said this. It really was more of a year of video essays about how we should quit our phones. I will say, dumb phones are a thing. Quack, you're in chat, right? You edited this video. Quack, you have taken like a real. You're a fucking Zoomer. You stopped. You've like become very anti-tech, right? You've cut way back. My understanding, that's what everyone told me. You're like off most social medias and phone. You like really pulled back. calls his Kale phone that only has Kindle, light browser reading on it, no notifications. And what he does is he leaves his Coke phone somewhere else. He starts to wean himself off of this incredibly addictive service. Now, I bring this up not to say we're gonna do this.
Did anyone try? Oh, well, let me see what I'm saying here. Let me see what I'm saying.
In 2025. This is too complicated. People aren't gonna buy 2 fucking phones. I bring this up because it's a funny way of referencing what is happening. Americans have spent too much time on their phones. We all know it.
True.
In 2024, we spent 2.5 months on our phone.
Love that.
We were on our phone every 5 minutes. We are all, myself and you, we are all aware it is rotting our brains.
Yeah,
we
true.
can say one study or another, it is becoming more and more obvious that it is making our attention spans, our lives, our mood worse. And
Okay.
we can't break away because 90% of it is very useful. But it's that 10% of extra addictive part that is suffocating us. The number of Google searches for phone addiction have continued to rise. 80% of people check their phone within 10 minutes of waking up.
Oh.
Studies have shown that just having your smartphone nearby makes your thinking worse,
Yeah.
equivalent to missing a night of sleep.
Yeah.
They literally had people
True.
do a test with their cell phone in a different room and in their pocket on the desk. And it got worse the closer it got. And this post kind of stuck with me. This woman said, I miss having a sharper brain. I don't know how to fix it. My attention span sucks.
I kind of cook with this video, bro. I'm not saying the predictions. I'm just like, I like the way this video is structured. I like it. It's a good. I think this kind of cooked, bro. It's like I like the pacing. This is
It's hard for me to
a heat
read books.
video.
My memory's horrible, and it's hard to retain information. I miss reading, but I literally can't read. I feel so stupid. What do I do? People feel like this. People in my chat feel like this. And the response is
Good
well,
editing,
all
Quack.
this. When things like this happen in society, there are periods where we can't figure out what to do. And then eventually, people start to develop antibodies.
Yep.
This is smokers. This wasn't legislation change. This was consumer attitude change.
True.
Over time, people started smoking less because they realized
I'm struggling to know if I would say this in 24, but like smoking has bounced back because of vaping.
the danger. We are starting in 2025 to develop social antibodies. We are starting to experiment with different ways of fighting back against this problem. I'm not saying you're going to stop scrolling TikTok or whatever your equivalent is, but people will begin to try. They're trying to jail their phone in these time-sealed locks. They're trying this new startup called Brick, which is like just a big button you press, and when you press it, it bricks your phone. So you put it on the fridge, you press it, and it makes you have to get up and go to your fridge if you want to use your phone. The main area that's starting to change in 2025 is schools will start banning phones more.
Oh.
A lot more.
Oh, this was true. Oh, yeah. This is fucking true. Okay, so I think the overall Kale phone thing, it's kind of a nebulous prediction. It's a wash. I would say also like a C. People did try it. I think people are trying and talking about it more this year, but of course they are. But if they don't make any substantive change, it's not really a big thing. But people banning phones in schools. But I think I just saw an article. I actually wanted to check this for a different thing recently. Do I have it? I feel like where is it? By December 2025, 37 U.S. states, including California, Florida, and Texas, have enacted laws or executive orders restricting or banning cell phones in K-12 classrooms. Yeah, I mean, this is actually a pretty big year for this. A lot, because the fucking research on it is 100%. Well, I really want to find the maybe this is it. All right, here's an article from 2015. From not 2015, from September of this year, 2025. What it means for students. I'm trying to find. There's they've done some double-blind studies now, and it works. And even the students say it works. Let me see if we can find the best one. Banning phones in schools work. This is 4 days ago. That's probably what I read. Classroom phone bans work, so why don't all schools do it? A large urban district in Florida
saw an increase in student test scores. A smaller school district in California is experiencing a dramatic decline in student behavioral problems. Yeah. Students were using their phones to plan bathroom vaping meetups, gossip sessions, and fights. Sounds kind of based. Are you trying to stop? You trying to stop free expression? You trying to stop a little goss and a little vaping? What's wrong with that? Schools are totalitarian. Planning a fight on your smartphone is pretty fun. It might seem like a no duh moment. Yeah. Anyway, so I would say this is a big thing this year. Was people trying to ban. Although one thing, I don't mention, I think in the predictions video, but I thought we would have a TikTok restriction this year because it passed the House and the Senate and the Trump signed it. But in fact, we didn't. We didn't get any sort of fucking. I'm sorry. Actually, no. This is probably right before that happened. But nobody cared. They just didn't do it. And now instead, we're going to have it owned by Larry Ellison. School that has tried phone banning has seen at least a 6% increase in test scores. Students right now, if they have phones not banned, are spending at least 10% of every school day on their phone. At least. I'm not going to say it's over in 25 by any means, but it might have been a turning point on peak total brain rot for a lot of people. I think people are realizing they can't live this way. In 2023, I predicted the year of... I think we've gotten more brain rotted. I'll disagree. I do agree that we've made progress on phones in schools. I think that's a good prediction, but I think we've gotten more brain rotted than ever. 2023 was the year of sports betting. This is when states had just started to legalize it. Not everybody had even legalized it yet. In 2025 is the year of the sports betting hangover. This is Friday in Vegas when everything's cool and you're up and you're partying and drinking. This is Sunday in Vegas when you've gone to the ATM 3 times and it fucking sucks and you don't feel well and you have to drive home. We are killing the youth of America. After just unbanning gambling, there's already calls to ban. All right, so I looked into this. Well, our opinions on gambling changed in America this year, 2025. And, surprise, surprise, Americans, when polled in 24, were more positive. But now, they increasingly see legal sports betting, this is October of this year, see legal sports betting as a bad thing for society and for sports. Public opinion on legal sports betting is souring. But I want to say this. I don't know what I said in the original prediction, but just to be clear, that doesn't mean people are gambling less. It just means that we are more mad at gambling. People are gambling more than ever. If anything, this year was an incredible banner year for sports gambling because it became part of prediction markets. I am just saying that the public opinion on it has become super negative. People thought they would like it when it was unbanned, when it was banned getting unbanned. But after spending some time in it, it's just ruining lives. Sports betting has ruined the fun of sports. Now there's constant accusations of cheating. The incentives are horrible for players and coaches. People in the crowds are screaming at players because they fucked up their parlay. The rise of sports betting is a growing public health crisis becoming aware this year. Gambling apps are ensnaring millions of young men. I tried to mention this in the last half of my interview with Gavin Newsom, but I truly, truly believe this. I truly think when I look especially at young men, the number one thing fucking them over financially is for them, not buy now, pay later. It's actually sports gambling. BNPL is actually hitting women more, but because women be shopping, I guess. But sports gambling is just ripping young women apart, dude. It's ripping young women apart. You tried to talk about it, but you kept getting distracted by Hitman. Yeah. Gavin kept asking me what I thought about sports gambling, and I said, bro, I just want to talk about Hitman. Can I tell you about how you can get a world record on Sapienza using triple shot? That's all I would go into. Yeah, I truly think this was a horrible, horrible year for the well-being and the mental health and the financial well-being of young men through sports gambling. And of course, Americans are increasingly concerned about betting on sports. People are seeing a lot of the negatives. They're seeing every fucking show they watch, every piece of sports content be rammed, filled with gambling ads nonstop. And
and not seeing so much of the benefit. And it again, because the data was so bad so quick. The number of people calling gambling helplines doubled in 4 years. We are seeing kids of all ages get hooked in a massive way that we have not seen before.
This looks really bad. This looks really bad. No. Okay. Oh, wait. We actually made $6. Wanna go again? Yeah, we sucked.
If you are even slightly addictive personality and you get hooked on, hey, by the way, you might blame like a kick streamer for pushing kids on this, but I also want to point the finger at Aiden Calvin. Not Aiden Ross, Aiden Calvin. His constant pushing of CSGO knives is pushing kids into gambling in a way they never would before. I put a lot of this gambling crisis on my co-host Aiden Calvin. Many people in chat, you can tell me you're probably 16 years old and you stole your parents' credit card to buy a CSGO knife because of Aiden Calvin. You can admit it.
Yeah, we sucked.
If you are even slightly addictive personality and you get hooked on disgusting, get discounts on parlays with 11 legs, this is disgusting. If you make a smart bet, even if you lose the bet, they will ban you. They have algorithms that have figured out anyone who's not an idiot, and they are constantly adapting to make sure that nobody can win. Of the 700, an interesting thing, obviously, story of this year was people moving their sports gambling from these apps to the prediction markets like Kalshi, Polymarket, and Robinhood. I didn't predict that, but that would have been an interesting thing to pick up on. Possibly something you could have foreseen or talked about. Really big story this year, and I think it could be partially because the sports gamblers would be looking for a place where they don't get banned for being right. 100,000 people in this panel on sports gambling, only 5% ever withdrew more than they deposited. 95% of people lost money. This is a 700,000 person study. The 3% of bettors who lost the most, the whales, were half of the revenue. All of society is coming together to find this 3% and absolutely destroy them. Destroy them financially. Ruin their lives financially. It was cool. It was fun in 23. I do think that. I think that not just for gambling. I think that now that, like, if you have an addictive personality in any way, the entire world is set out to destroy you. From dawn till dusk at all times. If you are not able to, if you have any weakness in your brain around that, it's like you're just being under a constant assault, a D-Day assault on the beach of your mind. It was okay in 24. In 25, people are gonna be like, wow, this kind of sucks. I pick an emotion for every year that I do predictions. I think 2025 is the year of confusion. Whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's AI, whether it's who's our allies, people are confused. I think the ground is shifting on so many things so quickly that people have a tough time keeping up. They don't even know where to get true information from. There's so many sources
The
trying
Big
to
A
sell
channel.
you one thing or push you one way. Nobody can figure this out. That's why we gotta drink soda. We need simple pleasures. We are getting stressed out. Even like political alliances. People that thought they were MAGA were siding with Bernie on it. People don't know. Everything's changing so quickly. No one can find a narrative that makes sense, helps them understand the world. And I think it's making people meaner. Understand that you might be feeling some stress about this confusion. Maybe you're struggling to find a job, or maybe you're worried about AI taking your job, or you're worried about the politics, and maybe it's making you a little meaner. And someone on the other end of the screen is probably doing the same thing. Now, I'm not saying this the way Elon Musk said this, where he said, please post more positive, beautiful, or informative content, and then said, F you, R word. Almost immediately after. I'm just saying, in 2025, considering how crazy all this stuff is, it might be nice to try kindness first.
I did.
There's absolutely no way.
I tried it first. Hate to post this right after a crash out, bro. Hate to post this right after a crash out.
We're getting through all this without some kind of dialogue, bro. When you catch me in 2 weeks yelling at a chatter, remind me of this. I'm gonna try, dude. Last thing I wanna say. This one,
you guys did remind me of this all year. This is a very, very hard. This is more of a manifesto than a prediction, but it was hard to fulfill. I do think, if I'm speaking candidly, I made a sincere effort this year to be more kind to my friends and family
And the kindness I'm thinking of is not about like, oh, you're so sweet or being nice to them. It's like about respecting their time. I'm saying friends and family, not chatters or my mods, which I have been terrible with, or my employees even, which I've been terrible with. I'm sorry. But I have been, like, I always respond to texts from, I don't even say always, but I've been calling my mom like every week, all year, like, for example, and I didn't do that last year. I've been like, I've been hanging out more in friends in person and not like blowing it off just to go live. Like I've been doing more things. Those are things I've been trying to work on because I feel like sometimes your attention and your time is kindness. And I really want to work on this more this year. That's something I figured out. Because sometimes I used to be a guy where a kindness would be one big grand gesture, like doing something big or getting someone a gift or doing. But I'm sort of realizing that kindness is like being more present and and putting more time in when you can. Obviously, you have to fucking balance that out. So, something I thought of this year, something I've picked by the end of. You might think it's a bit of a cop out, but this is the year of you. I'm stealing Time Magazine's thing. 2025. Okay, so last one, year of you. Guys, give me a review. I can't guess this prediction. You have to tell me. How was it? How was it? A through F. How was the year of you? I kind of give a speech here about how you can change your life or make serious changes to your life in 6 months. The year of you. And the reason I'm saying this is because this game from Zeekers was a few years ago. Now, he's got an incredibly successful game. This was Post Malone's first song.
You said you love me just
still a banger. What the heck? Now he's a world famous artist. This was Ludwig playing League a month ago. Fucking jungle. Now he's Platt. I want to tell you that 6 months, just 6 months of really focused effort can change your life. If you wanted to be a good chef and you really put some time into it and you learned and watched videos and tried, in 6 months, you could be insane at it. You're not going to be the world's greatest, but you're going to be way better than you are now. You can apply this to anything. True. All these people started out with fucking terrible beginnings. You can get better. 2025 can be your year. Not all of this is your problem. You can't fix all of this. It's nice to be informed, but you can't change it. If you sit down and focus on a few things you can control, you can change your life in 6 months, let alone a year. So I think 2025 can actually be your year, bro. I think you can do it. And that is my predictions. How was it? So your year. I saw some B pluses, I saw some Fs, I saw some As. Wherever you landed, maybe it's every 6 months is a new chance, bro. Every 6 months is a new chance. I personally think there's some ups, there's some downs this year. I feel good about some things. I feel pretty strong about it. Overall, it's fun. It's hard in a year like this to extricate how I felt about the year as a whole and how I feel about my personal life. When they were so, I covered news every day. I felt really bad about the world in 2025. But I felt pretty good about progress I made on my goals. So it's difficult to say, but I'm seeing a lot of answers in chat. I think it's good to review stuff like this. I hope you enjoyed looking back at my predictions last year. I feel like I feel pretty good about these, but the ones I missed on, I really was happy to review because I think there's a lot of learnings there. That I could try to pull into my predictions for next year. And I enjoyed looking back. Hopefully we can have one of these where the predictions are more positive and they come true too. I do think that'll happen. I don't know exactly when, but I know that year's coming. It's going to come and we're building towards it. So guys, appreciate you watching. And looking forward to 26. We'll see what we can do. Okay. Now. I am going to probably end stream and go watch LeBron play on his birthday. Thanks for a great year, Vic. Thank you, Crane, for being here in my chat despite my horrendous streaming habits this year. I did have a very fun time. You know, I very much appreciate this community that shows up in chat. I know that I've done some offline clips recently, but for me personally, I prefer the ones where there's a chat here. I think I like the bouncing off. I like the energy, and I like the mood here. It's very fun for me. I know that I cover a lot of divisive or negative news in the world sometimes, but the way this chat interacts makes it more interesting and fun for me. So if you can stand it, I can stand it. Guys, I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow. I want to do a resolution stream. I want to talk about what I want to do for 26 and review my goals. Not my predictions, but my goals for this year and what I want to do for next year. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm going to give a little bit of announcement about how I'm going to reorganize the main and the clips channel for January. And much love, much appreciated. I hope you guys, you know, if you had a bad year, I hope you have a better one next year. And if you have a good one, I hope you keep it up. Talk a lot about year of health. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. Wait, can we raid somebody who's live? Squeaks or Lud? What are these jabronis live? Let's raid. I mean, Ludwig's doing his predictions, right? We'll raid Lud. Raid Luddy Duddy. Raid Ludsky. Boys! Tell him to say boys for old time's sake, bro. The fans want it. Okay, bye!